This is a video of the homework solutions for day 3 for Math 060, and what we're working on today is section 4.6, 1.6, 4.4, the bolded problems at the beginning of the assignment. Basically what these are the problems that we worked on in class, but I'm giving you a chance to take a look at them one more time. So the first set of problems has to do with square roots, and what I want you to remember, a very important thing here, is if you have a number right next to either a parentheses or in this case the radical, you're going to multiply. So I can rewrite this as 3 times whatever that is plus 9 times whatever that is. Now, with square root, this is asking you to take 25 and decide what number times itself will make 25. Now, you can either rely on your memory, which would be fantastic, or you can guess and check, or better, if you want, you can take a look at your multiplication chart, which you notice here I've highlighted the different perfect squares in colors. So our first one is the square root of 25. So I'm going to come down here and find 25, and then I can use my chart to discover that 5 times 5 is 25. That means that the square root of 25 is 5. Same thing over here. I'm going to locate 49 on the perfect squares lines and discover that 7 times 7 makes 49. So the square root of 49 is 7. Now I'm just going to do my basic multiplication. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 9 times 7 is 63, and then you just want to combine those two, and the sum is 78. Next we have the square root of a fraction, and what's pretty cool with square roots is that you can use them to take things apart. So whereas this is the square root of a complete fraction, you can also write it as the square root of the numerator divided by the square root of the denominator. And again, I'm going to think about what number times itself makes 16. So that would be 4. And here, what number times itself makes 49? Well, I did the work up here and I discovered that that was 7. So there is the first set of the homework. And again, these are just the bolded problems. The rest of them you need to do on your own. 6, again, we're just working on the bolded problems in the assignment, what we did in class today. So first we're going to work with short division, and I like to sort of keep things a little more manageable by only revealing a little bit of the problem at a time until I get used to it. So here I'm going to ask myself, will 5 fit into 7? And the answer is yes, and it'll go in one time. 1 times 5 is 5. And then in my head I'm just going to say, what's 7 minus 5? That's 2. So I'm going to add the 2 over here and make 26. So right now I'm just interested in right here. Okay? So 5 fits into 26 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 26 minus 25 will leave me with 1. So now I'm working with 15. And again, I'm only interested in this one set here. So 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. That's 0. And 5 fits into 0 0 times. So the answer to the first problem using short division is 1,530. 1,530. So let's look at the second one. This is 50,400 divided by 3. And I want to mention here a very important thing about short division is that it will only work if you have a single digit there. So let's work here. 3 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 goes into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 leaves 2. 3 goes into, and again, remember, I'm just looking at that. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. 3 goes into 0 0 times. 3 goes into 0 0 times. So the answer here is 16,800. All right, so here I'm trying to divide by 0. Another way of writing that would be this way, and that won't work because even if you want it to be 0, 0 times 0 is not 9. So we say that this particular combination, dividing by 0, is undefined. It's against the rules, so we're not going to do it. And over here, this one will, let's see what we get with this. We're starting with 23, so that's not a single digit, so I have to use long division with this. So, again, here's my little thing to help keep things connected. 23 won't fit into 9, but 23 will fit into 92. And I'm going to guess that 23 will fit into 92, let's see, probably 4 times. Let's test it. 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Well, wasn't that nice? It worked out perfectly. And then I'm going to bring this down. 23 does not go into 5, so that's a 0. I'm going to bring down the 0. 23 goes into 50 2 times. 2 times 23 is 46. And I have 4 left over. That's a remainder, and I write this as a fraction because I have 4 parts. Here's the 4 parts out of 23 left over. Okay, and now let's look at the last section, which is section 4.4, and this has to do with dividing with decimals. Dividing with decimals. And there's a really important thing going on here that you need to know. You may not divide with a fraction. You can only divide with a whole number. Whole number only. So I have to modify this to make it a whole number. So here I have 11 hundredths, so to make it a whole number I have to multiply it by 100. That means I'm going to move the decimal point 2 places, and what I do here I must do here. So there's 1 place, 2 place, and that decimal point is like a balloon. It's going to float right up there. Same thing over here. This is 4 4/10. I need to multiply it by 10 to make it a whole number. So there's 1 place, and the same thing here. I need to move 1 place over, and I'm just going to put a 0 there as a placeholder. And if I take a step back and think about whether this is reasonable or whether it makes sense, 4 times 10 would be 40, so that's about right if it's 44, and 75 times 10 is 750, so I know I'm on the right track. So let's just quickly rewrite this so we have it tidy and nice. So there's 11 into 108 and 9/10. Does 11 fit into 1? Nope. Does 11 fit into 10? Nope. Does 11 fit into 108? Yes, and that would be 9 times. So that would be 99. Because 9 times 11 is 99. We subtract now. 18 minus 9. Oh, I can't do this. I have to go borrow. I'm going to go all the way over here. First that's a 10, then I borrow 1, and it turns into 9, and this becomes 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. I'm going to bring down. 11 goes into 99 9 times. So that tells me that the answer to my problem is 9 and 9/10. Let's look at this other one. 44, we're going to do 44 into 750. So 44 doesn't fit into 7, but it fits into 75, and that would happen one time. Bring down the 0. 44 fits into 310. Let's see, 4 times 7 would be 28, so 40 times 7 would be 280. I'm going to try 7. 8, 4 times 8 is 28, carry the 2. 28 plus 2 is 30. I'm going to add the 0. And I can add as many zeros up here as I want, because they're free, they're zeros. So I'm going to bring this down, and 44 will not fit into 20, so I get to bring down another one, and 44 fits into 200. I'm going to say 4 times. Okay, and that would be 24. Bring down. 44 goes into 24. I'm going to say 5 times. Oh, I'm beginning to see a pattern here, and this is important. This is the same as this, and this tells me that when they're the same that I'm going to be repeating a pattern. So I could keep going and I would have 045, 045, 045 until I decided to stop. And I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to draw a line over this which tells us that that's a repeating decimal. And that is the end of the bolded problems for homework solutions day 3.